Hey guys, this is Rosa Kelly. Welcome back to the channel and to a new 1 hour crafting project. So what I have for you today is this super cute little 6x6 book which has 3D pages, and it was really quick to create. This took me less than an hour, so we're gonna be making this project together here from start to finish. I also went ahead and created the PDF instructions, so it is a cutting guide, but also I am adding some instructions in there if you want to check that out. I'm gonna have that link down below, but let's go ahead and take a look. So I am using the same paper collection that I used on last episode because I think I'm gonna be I want to see how many projects I can get out of that one paper collection. So I am loving it, and also I want to make like a little set using the same collection. But when we open these pages here, you are gonna see that each one of these pages, it is 3D and it's just really fun, so you can display it like this. We have a double accordion fold here. You can use this to do a little journaling. You can use it, of course, to add pictures, and it expands like that, and then you can even add little pictures on the bottom there as well. For the next page, we have a 3D little place for a picture. You can, of course, use every section on this 3D page to add pictures as well. Here is our next page. So this one opens up, and it opens up here again. And then for the next page here, we have a little place for a picture or journaling, and of course you can add more pictures on the sides there as well. And then for the next page, this opens to the side, this opens to the side here also. And then finally for the last page, again on the bottom you have an accordion fold here. So super fun, interactive, really easy to create again. And the best part about this book is that you can display it on your coffee table and just kind of have a really cool look of this book all the way around. And I just really like how this turned out. Is the book that we are going to be creating together. So don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and let's get right into making this book. So to make this book, I'm going to be using the same paper collection I used last time, which is the Be Happy collection by Paper House. And I kind of want to go through these papers. Hopefully we get to finish this 12 by 12 pack. But I went ahead and selected 6 sheets from that collection, and we are just going to start by scoring. So these are 12 by 12 pieces, and I'm just gonna score at 6 inches on both sides. So we're gonna score down at 6 and then turn this around, and we're gonna do 6 here again. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same for all of these, 6 and 6. And I am using designs that won't have any orientation to them for the most part, just like any, I don't want to have anything that is a script or anything like that, because once we fold the pages, some images may look upside down. So I'm going with just very neutral backgrounds, I guess. Not neutral in color, but not with any orientation whatsoever. And so I'm just gonna continue here scoring at 6 inches by 6 inches. Okay, and then one more time, 6 by 6. And then what we're gonna do is we are going to cut along one of these score lines here. So I'm just gonna cut right there, and we are going to fold So this section that we cut out, I'm just gonna match it to the corner on the other side, and we're going to press down, okay, to come up with this diagonal fold line. And I'm gonna fold these both ways. I'm gonna fold these to the back here as well, and then we are going to fold along the other score lines here. So I'm gonna fold all of these and then fold these right here, okay, and then we are going to join together the two sections where we have the opening, and we're going to just put one on top of the other, and we're gonna glue these down. So I'm going to add my glue right over here like that, and I'm just gonna glue the whole piece. You could also just glue the sides and maybe leave an opening if you want to have a pocket, but I'm just gonna glue the whole thing and just match the corners, okay. And then the section, the side that we have the diagonal cut, we're just gonna push up, and that is gonna be our 3D page for this book, okay. So we are going to do the same for all of these pieces here. So again, I'm just gonna cut along the score line. Oh, and I forgot to set my timer for these. I guess we can still go ahead and set it now. So I am gonna open my timer, and I'm gonna set that 1 hour, and we're just gonna put that to the side. And again, we're just going to fold over here and press down, and then we're going to fold along the score lines. So this is an pretty easy book to put together, and what makes it even easier is that we are working directly with the design paper, so we don't have to spend a lot of time adding the design paper on top of the pages. Now, if you would like your book to be stronger and more sturdy, you can do these pages on regular 12x12 cardstock, and then you can mat it with your design paper, so that way you have a kind of like 2 layers of cardstock. Okay, so we're just gonna press down over here. I forgot to fold this diagonal both ways, so now we're just gonna press down here, okay. It's a lot easier when you fold it both ways because the cardstock is more flexible that way. Okay, so here's our second page, and then we're just gonna continue doing the same step. So cut until we meet the center, and then we're going to match the corner and press down, okay. And then this, we want to fold it the other way, and then we are just going to fold along all the score lines here, okay, and fold right there. And then we are going to join together. So I'm just gonna add my glue, and we're going to put that right on top. And now we're just gonna fold in that side that has the score line, and then just press down. Okay, I'll just press down. Okay, so we have 3 pages already, and we are just going to continue over here, fold, okay, and press down, and then we're going to fold the other side, and fold along all of these score lines, just like that. And now we are going to glue these two together. Put one on top of the other and fold this down. And you can repeat the same technique using any size. You can use 8x8, 6x6 if you want to do a little version of this. Okay, and then just again fold it, match the corners, and then I'm gonna fold this to the back and fold and fold, and then I'm just gonna fold this here. And now we're going to glue these two here. So we're just gonna put one on top of the other, press down, and press and press. And then we have, whoops, one more page over here. Whoopsies. Okay. Just dropping everything, but alright, so we're just gonna cut right over there. And then we're going to fold here and then press them down, and then fold this back, and fold along these score lines and over here as well. Okay, and now we are just going to glue these together and put one on top, and then we're just gonna push this up and press down. Oh, let's see here, let me make sure that it's folded. I don't think I folded this right, or I didn't score this right, but that's okay. Alright, so we just have a little uneven edge, which I am just going to cut, but let me move this here. So you could fix them, make them a little bit more even if you misfold it like I did, but it shouldn't matter too much. Okay, so we have our 6 pages. So this is 1, 2, and we're going to glue all of these back to back together, but we're gonna make sure that the folding line is going to be at the bottom of each one of these pages here. Now before I do that step, I want to add some flaps and some fun fold outs to these pages. So I am going to use my design paper here again, and I'm going to pick some pages. So maybe I'm gonna cut, maybe let's do 3 of these, and I'm picking something with more design this time. So oh, that one is cute too. Maybe this one. Okay, so we have those, and we are going to cut these pieces over here. So I'm going to cut this at 6 inches. Actually, let's do sideways 5.5. Okay, so 5.5, and then we're gonna do this by 6 inches. Okay, so I have 2 pieces of 5.5 by 6, and I'm going to score these pieces here. So we are going to score along the 6 inches. I'm going to score at 5 inches. Okay, and then same thing for this one. So we're gonna score at 1 inch or at 5 inches, right? Depending which side you want your fold out to be. So I want that fold out to be this way, and I want this fold out to be on this side. And now we're gonna pick a page to put that. So let's see, maybe, oh, there's a little stripes on these pages, but maybe this one here. So we want to make sure that the side that has the bending is going to be on the bottom, and then I'm going to add this 1 inch. We're gonna glue this on the back of the page right here, and this is going to be an opening flap like that. Okay, and then you can add a paper on the back too if you want to not see all the whites, or you can use a double-sided cardstock to kind of jump that step also. But I'm just going to go ahead and put this, glue this on the back right on the edge, and we're gonna fold that in. Okay, so that's gonna go right over here. Make sure it's even. Okay, and then I'm going to put the other one on the other side. So that's gonna go right there like that. And I'm just gonna do it this way. So I'm gonna add glue on the 1 inch, and then just fold this around. Okay, and then this is gonna close like that, and when you open it, you're gonna have your 3D page, but also you're gonna have some flaps going on each side. So that's gonna be one. So I'm gonna put this to the side over here, and for the next one we are going to basically do the same thing here. So I'm going to cut these now up and down at 6 inches, and then side to side we want this to be 5.5. Okay, so 5.5 and 5.5, and then I'm going to score along the top. We are just going to score here at 1/2 inch. Okay, I'm gonna do 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch here, and we are going to fold along the score lines, and we're gonna grab our next page. So I'm gonna use this one, and we are going to glue these pieces just like we did before, but this time we're gonna glue them along the top. So I'm folding this over, and we're gonna add glue on this side here. Okay, and the reason why I'm doing it over, so that way the hinges, once we put the pages together, you won't see these hinges. Okay, so we're just gonna press down. You can also glue them, you know, on top if you want to. So when you open it, you'll see that little hinge, and then here when you open it, you won't see that hinge. So just a little bit cleaner. Okay, so we are going to let me do it this way. So I'm just gonna put it here, and then add the glue on the back on that hinge. Okay, so press down and press down here. So now we open it, and we have these two flaps right there on our 3D page. So let's put that back onto the pile, and let's cut the next one. And so for the next one, I'm going to cut 2 pieces, and these are going to be, we're gonna do this at 5.5, okay, and by 12. Okay, so 5.5 and by 12, And then I'm going to score. Okay, so we are going to score along the 12-inch side at 5.5 and at 11. Okay, and because I'm doing this mirror of each other, I'm going to score this one just upside down, but again at 5.5 and at 11. And then these are going to be accordion folds, so we're just gonna fold and fold this piece, so that is gonna be one side, and then this is going to be the other side here, like that. And then we're gonna pick our next page, which I think is gonna be this one here, and we're just gonna do the same. We're gonna glue the 1 inch on the left side. Okay, so I'm just gonna close it and add the glue here. Let's see, and we're just gonna fold and press down. So that's gonna be that side. Okay, so now when you open it, you have an accordion fold, and we can leave it like that, or we can add the other one on the other side. And I'm just gonna add the glue right here, like that. Okay, and then we're going to press down. And so now we have 3 type of pages. One with the accordion folds, we have one with the opening up like this, and then we have the one with the opening to the side. And we can repeat the same layouts for the other pages, but I'm actually just gonna leave these ones blank because I want to do something different for these pages here. But what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to go ahead and glue these pages back to back. So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to combine it with one of the ones that don't have anything on it, and we are going to make sure that the folding side is always at the bottom. Okay, so we are going to add the glue here. Okay, and then we're just simply going to place this one right on top and make them lined up. Okay, then I'm going to add another one that has some of those layouts, so we're just gonna do 1 and 1. Okay, so press down, and then we're gonna add this one here next. Okay, and just line this up, and then we're going to add another one that has no flaps added. Okay, so we're just gonna add the glue and place this piece right here, and then again add the next page, and we're going to add, oh, I guess I should be making sure that all the openings are at the bottom. Okay, alright, so now we're just gonna put this one next, and then finally I'm going to add that last page. Okay, so just press down, make sure the opening is at the bottom, and add the page, and there you go. You pretty much have a book ready. Of course we have to add the covers, but yeah, so let's look at this page by page. So we're gonna open this up. Here's our first 3D page with the accordion folds. This is the next page here, and then we have our next page. This one opens up, and then we have our next page over here, and then the next one that opens out to the sides, and then the last page here. Okay, so now What I wanted to add on some of those other pages is a little 3D page. So we are going to use one of these pieces, and I'm gonna cut this at 5. Actually, let's do 4. Okay, so I'm gonna do this at 4 by 8 and we are going to score along the 8 inches. We're going to score at, this is actually a little too big, so I'm gonna reduce this to 7. Okay, so 4 by 7, and we're going to score along the 7 inches at 1, at 2, and at 6. And then we're just gonna fold along the score lines, and we are going to add that. So I'm gonna open, I guess will be my second page here, and we are going to be gluing this piece right here. So I'm going to add glue onto the section that only has the 1 inch right there, and we're gonna glue these against the folding side right there. So it's gonna go on the bottom, but really close to that folding section, folding line. And then the other side that has the 2 1-inch sections, we're gonna add glue on this 1 inch over here, and we're gonna fold both of these pieces back, and then we're just gonna close this page so we can close the whole thing and just let that dry right here. Okay, so now when you open that page, you're gonna have that 3D section right here. Okay, so for the other one, another thing I wanted to do is add a button. So I'm going to cut another page. Let me see, let me grab something from my scraps. Maybe this will be good. So we're gonna cut these at maybe 5.5, and this is by 4 or 3 3/4, and then we can glue this piece here at the bottom. Actually, I'm gonna make it, you can place it like that, but I want this to be facing this way, so I'm gonna make it smaller. So let's cut this at 4.5, and we are going to glue these right here so it looks like it's right at the center, but we are only going to glue the side, the left side of the bending line. Okay, so it's right about here. So we're gonna add glue only on half of these, just like that, and then I'm gonna place it right there again. So you can use this to do a little journaling, and you can put pictures on the back. But then when you close this page, this is going to close up. Let's push this up. This is gonna close up like that. Okay, so it's gonna close up, and then when you open it, it's gonna open flat. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure that this doesn't wrinkle when I close it. I'm just gonna make sure it goes up like that. Okay, or you can put a smaller piece too, so you don't have to worry about it, but I like the large layout there. You can also put a picture on that section. And for that last page, I'm going to use this piece here. So this is 4 by 12, and we are going to score this piece here at 4 and at 8 along the 12 inches, and we are going to make these into an accordion fold. Okay, so we're just gonna fold and fold, and we're going to glue that over here on our last page. So I'm gonna open this up, and then just like we did before, we are only going to glue on half of these sections. So I'm gonna add glue right here on half, and we're gonna put that right at the center, just like that. So when you open this page, you're gonna have another fun accordion fold here on the at the center, and then you can close this page like that. So those are gonna be our super simple and fun pages. And now let's work on the cover. So for the cover, I'm going to be using 2 pieces of chipboard. You can skip the chipboard and just use heavyweight cardstock, but I want my book to feel a little bit more sturdy. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 6 by 6. So I'm just gonna cut these at 6 by 6. Sorry about that loud, super loud noise. I apologize. So again, 6 by 6. Okay, and then we are going to wrap these 2 pieces on our cardstock. So I think I'm gonna use this flower design for the front, and then maybe those 2. Yeah, let's just go for those. So I'm gonna cut these ones down to maybe 8 by 8. Okay, so I'm gonna cut these 2 pieces at 8 by 8, and then we are just going to wrap the chipboard around. So let me move this out of the way, and I'm gonna move this over here, and we are going to just glue this right here at the center. So I'm going to add my glue and just place this right there. Okay, and then I'm going to cut the corners. Okay, and then we are just going to fold along the score lines, or fold along the chipboard, and just press down. And then I'm going to do the same over here. So I'm just going to fold this. Add my glue and press down. You can do this with tape also. And then we want to just tuck in the corners just like that, and then fold. Press down, and then we're going to glue this down, and then the last side right here. So we're just gonna fold and add the glue and press down. And there we go. So that's gonna be one of the covers. So now I'm just going to do the same with the other one. Over here, we're just going to glue and wrap around our chipboard. Place that right there. And then we're going to cut and cut, cut and cut. And we're going to fold along the sides here. Okay, so we're just gonna add the glue and then press down. Add the glue, press down, and then we're going to press on the sides and add some glue and then press down, and then same thing over on this side, and then we're just going to press and add the glue. And there you go. And so now we're going to add our covers to our book. So let's see, I think I want this to be my front cover, and then I want this piece to be my back cover. So I'm just gonna glue these ones down. So I'm going to add my glue. Right here, and place that right on top, and then we're going to do the back. And place that right there. Okay, and then press down, and we're just gonna let this dry here for a second. Okay, and then I think for the front I'm gonna use one of these cut apart. So let me just take one of these out. Let's see. I think they're both really cute. Life is better when you're laughing, or make today count. Let me take both and let's see how this looks. Okay, so let's take this one over here, something like this. Very simple but really pretty. And then we have the make today count. Okay, so I think they're both really pretty. Maybe I can back them on this gold piece. Let's see if I can have like a little gold. Yeah, I think that'll be cute. So let me make this one a little bit smaller. Let's see, right there like that, and then we can back this up and have the little frame, or we could do that one. So I'm gonna cut this one smaller too, because I just can't make up my mind. Okay, and there we go. And then this could go right. Yeah, I think I don't know, honestly, they're both really pretty. So I'm just gonna make this smaller so we see more of that gold, and I think that's gonna be it. Just a quick little project today. So I'm just gonna add my glue, and then we can put this right here. Oh, and maybe we can use some chipboard to add a little bit of volume. So I'm gonna cut that. Yeah, so we're just gonna glue this down, and so that way it won't look too flat on the book. So I'm just gonna glue this down. Make sure you have the right orientation. Good thing I check, because I was gonna glue it the other way. Okay, and so now that's gonna go right here on the center. And then for this book you don't need a spine, because you can go ahead and open this whole book all the way around and have this really fun 3D display if you wanted to put it on a coffee table or something like that. Or then of course you can just close it and use it as a regular book and just go page by page, but each one of your pages is going to be a really fun 3D page. And I think this book turned out really cute, super kind of like eye-catchy because of the 3D pages, but also really easy to make, to create. And I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed today's 1 hour craft. I almost forgot about our timer, so we have 24 minutes left. So this project was definitely less than 1 hour, so super fun and easy project, maybe perfect for a gift or to use all of those paper collections that you have on your stash. Let me know which one has been your favorite project so far, and I want to thank you for your support to my channel. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.